Good morning, second hour. Wow, it is 6:15 in the morning, and all night I was just tossing and turning, and I was like, dang, I can't do that to my second hour class. I was just going to use an old video, and I was like, yeah, that would be the lazy way out. And then I looked at the video, and it was just like, hmm, it was a so-so video. It wasn't my best, and that's not what we're about, right? We're about doing our best. And so today, like during my workout this morning, I was like, I'm just going to go and record a new video. I'm just going to do it. We're going to make it 30 minutes long because my brain's going to, just be so tired. And everybody in second hour is going to be wiped out once we go through these problems. We are not going to get through all of page 111 problems today. So two things could make this really interesting this morning, other than it being 6:15 and that I haven't, well, I have a bottle of water at least. Two things. A, I don't have my glasses, and two, I still have my retainers in. So this could be really, really fun because I figure if Patrick Mahomes can have his retainer, while he's playing an NFL game, why can't I when I go run or work out, right? Plus, I have a tendency to like grind my teeth. So it's gonna be an interesting video. I promise that. Are you ready? Avery, turn around. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Was she turned around talking to Kennedy? Shocker. All right, here we go. So we learned those 13 properties on the poster on the board. And I said, wowza, this is a lot, but I think you can handle it if you turn everything into sine and cosine. But sometimes you can't. But luckily on number 5, you can. Here we go. Keep it, change it to 1 over cosine, change it to 1 over sine. Okay, I think I could just do top times top times top, bottom times bottom times bottom, and get the right answer. Yeah, I hope. Let's find out. There we go. I put it over 1. And I got sine squared over cosine sine. That sine cancels out with one of those signs. You have sine over cosine, which according to property number 7 is tangent. 3 dots. Fini. Okay, I was going to do split screen, but if you guys are watching it in video, it even shrinks even more. So write quickly. Don't slack. Write this down, and then if you don't get it, try to do the problem again later on. Another thing I was thinking, I don't want it to be a poor video because that's not what the math department's about. You know what I mean? Because math is greater than English. Gosh, I hope I don't have an English teacher as a sub today. I think I do. Okay, let's move on. Click. Oh, it's not going to change the slide automatically. Okay. Here's number 7. Tangent, I'm going to turn into sine over cosine. Cotangent, I'm going to turn into cosine over sine. Here's a fun fact. All the rules of algebra apply to the rules of trig. That means I can still get common denominators. I have 2 fractions, but I look at the answer and there's no plus sign. There's no plus sign. So that means I need to get a common denominator at least and see if we can eliminate that plus sign. Here we go. Let's try it. Get common denominator. Multiply by sine over sine here, and multiply by cosine over cosine there, because now each denominator is sine cosine. Okay, so when you add the denominators, obviously, like if I said, hey, what's 1/3 plus 1/3? You would say that's 2/3. So I don't do anything. It's not 2 sine cosine on the bottom. It's just sine cosine. The top, I still haven't lost the plus sign. Dang it. Like The multiplication symbol, I'm okay with. But that plus sign, I don't know what to do. Well, I do. Maybe you don't. There's a property on the board, number 11, that says sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. So I'm going to say that sine squared plus cosine squared is 1, and sine times cosine is still there. And then I got 1 over sine and 1 over cosine, but 1 over sine is, I didn't think I'd have to scroll. Oh well. 1 over sine is cosecant, and 1 over cosine is secant. Now, here's what you couldn't see. What something was going on at the top of the video while I was clicking away, but you couldn't see it, is this. When you're doing proofs, and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to get that. Think about the second to last step. Think about the second to last step. That's a lot of S's to be saying with retainers in. That's funny. Okay, so the second to last step would be make that 1 over sine and make that 1 over cosine, because if I can get those, then I can get the answers. And that is a great strategy, not only in math, but in a lot of different subjects. Think about how it would almost look if it was finished. Don't just look at the finish line. Think about how it would look almost at the finish. 3, 2. And you guys writing these down is fine, but you really need to try them again. It's like I could run a mile and you could watch me run a mile, but until you do it on your own, there's no race day. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Hey, we got a minus sign, and we're going to try to get rid of that minus sign. All right, let's try it. Here we go. That's 1 over sine, and that's sine over 1. I want to get a common denominator. So the only fraction I need to change is the second one, right? You're right. Okay, and so now here we go. Got that. And I got that. All right, so I haven't done anything different from the previous problem. I just got a common denominator. And then I was trying to get rid of that minus sign. And I'm like, dang it, it's still there. It's 1 minus sine squared. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to look at property number 11 again. And property number 11 says, oh, well, I guess let's do this approach first. What would the second to last step be? It would be cosine over sine and cosine. Okay, if I could get that, I think I would be all right. If I could, the second to last step, if I could get cosine over sine, that's an S right here. That's an S, obviously. I could do the proof. Okay, so this, I think I can do. I got the sine already on the bottom. That's awesome. So we have this property, sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1, which means that cosine squared is 1 minus sine squared. All I did was just move the sine squared to the right. So I'm going to replace that with cosine squared. And looky there, I think I have it figured out. I hope. Let's find out. That's cosine times cosine over sine. I think that's what I was trying to prove. What's going on down here? Oh, there we go. Ta-da! 3 dots. 3 dots is kind of like the ta-da. Okay, that's cool. So how are you liking this whole new world now? Yesterday you were kind of digging the whole new world, but today, no bueno. Like now we're not in, I don't know where they were at. Aladdin's world. But now we are somewhere gloomy and doomy, aren't we? Let's keep going. All right. That was a great job singing yesterday also. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Hey, number 11, you have to distribute. But I put an extra set of parentheses here because cotangent cosine is really one term. It's like 3x. That's one term. So I'm going to multiply, and then I'm going to multiply. But I don't write the tangent to the cosine also, because if I said, hey, what's 5 times 3x? You would say, well, that's 15x, duh. And if you would use the other logic that you were thinking on the problem, on the trig problem, you would say it's not 15 times 5x. That's wrong. Okay. Now I'm doing the sine and cosine game. Oh, yay. I like this problem. Because I tried a new color. Would you call that plum? Grape? I don't know what color you would call that. Okay. I look at the answer and it's just secant. That means I got a plus sign I got to get rid of. And generally to do that, I have to get a common denominator, okay? So I'm going to multiply by cosine over cosine. All right, here we go. One fraction. The top should look familiar to you because it's 1. Because of property number 11. And so that's 1 over cosine, but 1 over cosine is secant. I don't know how far we're going to get, but it's already been 12 minutes, and I think we've only done 3 problems. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hell, we're overachievers, everybody. Congratulations. Number 13, BTW, I will also post this video online. And so if you want to go through it and like just pause the video at some point, you can do that, but I'm not going to post it until like 4th hour, okay? Currently, I am, well, what the reason I'll be missing class today is because I'm giving that algebra test to those 8th graders in the library. Fun, fun. Hey, fun fact again. I already told you this once, but I don't think it's sunk in. The rules of algebra apply to the trig properties. That means on number 13, I can FOIL. Yippee. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. What am I writing? Did we finish number 11? We did. I want to know what I'm writing over here. Oh, I don't know. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. Okay. FOIL first, outer, inner, last. The middle 2 terms drop out, and 1 minus sine squared is cosine squared, 3 dots. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. That was a side step over here that I just circled. Well, hallelujah. Number 13, which much easier than the other ones, okay? But of course, it's going to get harder. That's not funny. It's true. I don't know. Yeah, let's just keep on going. So this morning, I'm doing my little workout thing in the weight room, right? And I'm there. And then the gym lights turn on. And I'm like, what? It was like 5:30 in the morning. I was like, what? What's going on? Baseball practice, 6 a.m. Congratulations to all of you sluggers. that had practice at 6 a.m. 3, 2, 1. All righty. Let's try to FOIL again. Here we go. Write it twice, and then FOIL. Here goes the FOIL. Hey, do you see those two terms, cosine times sine and sine times cosine? They're the same thing. It's like 5 times x and x times 5. They're the same thing, which means I can combine those two middle terms. 2 sine cosine plus sine squared. Okay, so I look at the answer and I see that 2. That 2 is awesome, thank goodness. And it's a cosine sine, which is the same as sine cosine. So I'm feeling pretty good about number 15. If only I could do something with that cosine squared and that sine squared. If only I could do something. So I'm feeling good about that part. If I only could do something with those two guys, and then I remember property 11, sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1, which means that it is 3 dots. Boom. Finish. That was number 15. I like a lot. I like a lot. We're just scooting along. I don't know. We'll see how far we get. Maybe we will get. Maybe we will get pretty far here. Where are we at as far as time goes? 17. Please. We can handle that, right? Surely your attention span is 30 minutes long, divided by like 10. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Number 17, refocus. Okay, so again, I write it twice. FOIL it. Combine. And I'll let you get caught up. Okay, so I look at the answers and there's nothing even close. Like the words don't even match. But the one thing I do notice is that there's a whole bunch of things squared, which means that I'm looking at properties 11, 12, and 13. Because there's a whole lot of squares going on 11, 12, and 13. Okay, so that means that this middle term, 2 tangent cotangent, is got to go away. It has to go away. And then hopefully I can use like property 12 for this guy. And hopefully I can use property 13 for this guy. Okay, because that's got a tangent squared, that's got a cotangent squared, and that's a dead giveaway for what to do. Let's try it, shall we? Hey, what in the snap did I just do there? I applied property number 4. Tangent times cotangent is 1. They are reciprocal functions of each other. You multiply them together, it gives you uno. Okay, I'm cool with that. All right. So now now our work looks like that. If only there was some way to get this to be tangent squared plus 1 and to get this to be cotangent squared plus 1. Oh, 2 is 1 plus 1. Well, that was easy. Doot, 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 doot. Mm, 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 mm. I love trig identity puzzles. That's what you have to think of these. You know how some people like doing like Sudoku. Some people like doing word circle search problems. Some people like to do the number fill-in. Some people, I like doing trig identity proofs. They're just fun little puzzles to me. It's really neat. But it also involves a lot. It uses math properties, but it also uses logic. What am I going to do next to get the desired result? And in life, you're going to ask yourself that a lot. A lot. What am I going to do next to get the desired result, that I'm looking for? Check. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I don't know what to do. Let's find out. There's a cosecant squared minus 1, and then I look at property number 13, and I see a cosecant squared. So I'm cool. I totally got this one. Let's do it. Do, 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 do. There we go. So I'm going to replace cosecant squared minus 1 with a cotangent squared. All I did was just manipulate property number 13 to get what I needed. Okay. So it's cotangent squared over cosine. I don't know what to do next. Well, let's find out. Here's a fun thing. Property number 8. Cotangent is cosine over sine. And remember this whole video, I've been saying the properties of algebra apply. And so I can square everything if I really need to. It works. So cotangent squared is cosine squared over sine squared. That's totally legal. I promise. Like, I can't just make that up. It's an algebra rule. It's an algebra postulate. So click. I'm going to rewrite the numerator like that. And I'm going to rewrite the denominator like that. And then I'm going to multiply. That's new. And then I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of the denominator. And I think I'm going to get the desired result. Let's find out together. I can't even see. Does that say 22 minutes on the video? Okay, we're good. We're good. We might even, well, we'll stretch it out. Those cancel out. And I'm left with cosine squared, sine squared, cosine. That cosine cancels out with that puppy. Now I'm going to get fancy and write it as cosine over sine squared. And then I think about the second to last step. The second to last step would be trying to get cosine over sine and 1 over sine. If I could get those purple results, I would be happy because then I could solve it. Well, lo and behold, I can write it like that, and I can finish the problem very sloppily, but that is the 3 dots, which means I did prove it. Okay. This is exciting because I didn't think we were going to get this far today. Like, I might actually get to help you out with another problem. What's that say? 24 minutes? Yeah. And currently, Mindy the Wonder Dog is sitting. Normally, I'm home at like 6:15, and then Mindy the Wonder Dog sits, and like I sit down and I'm like, okay, I'm exhausted. And then Mindy's like, hey, let's go ahead and play ball here in the family room. And then she just keeps on playing ball in the family room. But now, because of my desire to give you the best video ever, Mindy the Wonder Dog suffers. She's sitting at home just looking around. Sometimes she'll sit with it. It's like a real super bouncy rubber ball. Sometimes she'll sit on the floor, like she'll sit and just drop it and then catch it. Like, she'll just let it bounce real fast, boom, boom, and she'll just catch it back in her mouth. And she'll do that. If she's probably doing that right now. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Yeah, let's do this one. Number 21, or at least get it set up. I can't tell. I think that says 25 minutes. Number 21. Come on. Oh, okay. There's nothing more to click. That's frustrating. Okay, so I'll have to move. I actually had to move from the desk up to this. All right. Isn't there one that says tangent squared plus 1 equals secant squared? If I look at the poster, isn't there one that says tangent squared plus 1 equals secant squared? Heck yeah, there is. So on number 21, I'm going to write that up here. Tangent squared plus 1 equals secant squared, which means that tangent squared is secant squared minus 1. Oh, well, look at that. This is that, which means I can replace the numerator with just tangent squared. Okay, I'm going to rewrite this puppy as sine squared over cosine squared over sine over 1. And the reason I can do that is because tangent is sine over cosine. So I'm allowed to square everything. It's an algebra rule. Okay, then I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. Then I'm going to cancel out. And then I'm left with, what am I left with? Sine over cosine times cosine. And then I notice that that is tangent. And I notice that this is, you guess it, secant. 3 dots. Fini. That's number 21. Ooh, we still have 2 minutes. Let's do it. I'll at least get you set up for the next couple problems, okay? So that's number 21. So if it's like, this video is going too fast, I'll post it. You can pause it tonight. Or like watch the video during English class. You'll be fine. Do your math homework then. Ready? I kid. Number 23, here's my hint to you. Get a common denominator. So multiply the left fraction by cosine over cosine and multiply the right fraction by sine over sine. I think you have enough knowledge to do that now. And then number 25, I want you to, number 25, I want you to multiply the right fraction by 1 minus cosine and 1 minus cosine, and then the left one by 1 plus cosine and 1 plus cosine, and then FOIL away. Okay, and then what's tomorrow, Wednesday? Wednesday, we'll talk about the other page. I think the other page is easier. I don't know, maybe it isn't. But these are definitely some hard problems. Like our book has historically done that to you, given you really hard stuff early on, and you're not used to that. All right, so congratulations, you survived a 6:15 to 6:44 video by me without my glasses on. I say to you, good day.